You know what's worse than watching a fruit tree die? Watching it die because of you. I'll never forget the day my 4-year-old Meyer lemon tree, the one I'd nurtured like a child, started dropping leaves like tears. I thought I was doing everything right, watering, fertilizing, loving it, but turns out I was loving it to death. And I'm not alone. Every year, countless gardeners from the United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom make heartbreaking mistakes that slowly ruin their fruit trees in containers, and most don't even know it until it's too late. Welcome to Gardening Times, your trusted voice in the soil. If you're over 35 and proud to call gardening your therapy, your joy, your passion, this is for you. Whether you're growing figs in Calgary, peaches in Georgia, or apples on a tiny London patio, you're about to uncover 10 gut-wrenching mistakes that could be costing you your harvest. But this isn't about shame, it's about saving your trees before it's too late. Before we dig in, tell me in the comments, what's the one fruit tree you're growing in a pot right now, and what's the biggest struggle you've faced with it? I read every single comment. Your story matters here. Here's why. Every mistake I'm about to share isn't just common, it's devastating. And while some of them may seem small on the surface, the long-term damage can be irreversible. I'm talking about root rot, sun scorch, nutrient lockout. These aren't just gardening terms, they're silent killers. And the worst part? Most gardeners won't even realize they've done anything wrong until their tree is already dying. But not you. Not after today. Because number 8, that one hits different. That one hurts. And it's the one mistake even experienced gardeners make. Stick around, because it might just save your favorite tree. This isn't a lecture. This is a wake-up call. I know how much it hurts to lose something you've raised from soil and seed. I've cried over trees. I've dug up dreams. I've learned the hard way, and I don't want you to. That's why this video matters. And if you're here, if you feel that same ache when a leaf yellows or a branch snaps, you're one of us. So, before we go any further, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update that could save your next season. We're not just about gardening, we're about gardening better, smarter, deeper, with the newest trends and the oldest wisdom. And one more thing, please don't just watch. Share your thoughts in the comments. Tell me your struggles, your heartbreaks, your questions, because someone else reading might be going through the exact same thing. And your voice? It could be the reason their tree survives. That's what Gardening Times is all about. A family of hands in the dirt, dreamers helping each other grow. So like this video, subscribe for more, and most of all, tell me your story. Number 1, overwatering. I learned this the hard way. A few years back, I had this beautiful dwarf pear tree in a large ceramic container on my porch. I babied it, watered it every morning like clockwork. I thought I was being nurturing. But one morning, I saw yellowing leaves, and by week's end, half the canopy was gone. The roots had rotted from the inside out. It didn't need love. It needed air. And my constant watering? That was slow, silent drowning. The truth is, overwatering is killing more container trees than disease and pests combined. It's the dirty little secret nobody talks about in most gardening circles because it feels like too much love could never be the problem. But it is. Container fruit trees are nothing like their in-ground cousins. The soil dries out faster but also stays soggy longer if drainage is poor. That's the deadly combo. You see, when roots sit in wet soil too long, oxygen can't reach them. And just like us, roots suffocate without air. That's when fungi sneak in, rot takes over, and the tree begins its slow collapse. But here's the fix. Always use a well-draining potting mix, not garden soil. Mix in perlite or pine bark for aeration. Choose pots with multiple drainage holes. And here's the golden rule. Stick your finger into the soil up to the second knuckle. If it's moist, don't water. Only water when it feels dry at that depth. And never let the pot sit in a saucer full of water, ever. This one mistake could set you back years. And yet, it's so easy to prevent once you know what to look for. I lost that pear tree. But you don't have to. If you've been watering daily out of habit, this is your sign to stop. to reset, to give your tree what it actually needs, not what you think it does. Because that's what real gardening is, learning to listen, not just love. Number 2, wrong pot size. I once gifted my sister-in-law a gorgeous baby fig tree for her apartment balcony in Toronto. She was thrilled until 6 months later when it barely grew an inch. She had planted it in this massive decorative pot she found on sale, thinking the bigger, the better. But the problem? That extra space meant the soil stayed damp for way too long. The young roots couldn't keep up. They drowned in silence. On the flip side, I've also seen trees planted in pots way too small, choking out root development like a toddler wearing shoes 3 sizes too small. The pot you choose isn't just a container, it's the life support system. So here's how to do it right. Always match the pot size to the current size of the root ball, not the potential tree height in 5 years. A newly planted fruit tree should go into a container just 2-4 inches wider than the root ball. If the pot is too big, it retains water your young tree doesn't need. If it's too small, roots hit the walls, circle, and eventually suffocate themselves. Use fabric grow bags or terracotta pots if possible. They breathe better and reduce root rot risk. And always repot every 2-3 years to give your tree room to grow without overwhelming it. It's painful, realizing that something as simple as the wrong pot could be holding back a tree's entire future. But now you know better. Don't let that container become a coffin. Give your fruit tree the space it needs, not too much, not too little, just right, because getting the size wrong doesn't just slow growth, it can end it. Number 3, poor drainage. There's a tree I still mourn, a stunning kumquat I kept on the deck in Virginia. It was thriving until one spring, after heavy rains, it started to yellow. I checked the top of the soil, dry. So I watered. Again, what I didn't realize was that underneath, the roots were sitting in a swamp. The one drainage hole in that decorative ceramic pot had clogged with roots and compacted soil. By the time I figured it out, it was too late. The smell, when I pulled that tree out, I'll never forget it. Sweet citrus on top, but death underneath. Drainage is everything when it comes to container gardening. No matter how beautiful the pot, if it doesn't drain well, it's a death sentence. Here's the fix. Always ensure your container has multiple holes, not just one. Elevate pots on bricks or pot feet to keep them off the ground and encourage flow. Use a fast-draining soil mix with compost, perlite, and coarse sand. Avoid pebbles at the bottom. It creates a false water table and actually reduces drainage. And if you're ever unsure, lift the pot after watering. If it feels unusually heavy hours later, drainage may be your issue. It's a hard truth, but poor drainage doesn't give you a second chance. Once root rot sets in, it's often irreversible. So take this seriously. Your tree's future depends on what's happening below the surface. Don't let water become a silent killer in disguise. Number 4, using garden soil. This one's controversial, and it might sting a little, especially if you're old school like my uncle in rural Kentucky. He's been gardening for over 40 years. When I first told him not to use garden soil in containers, he laughed at me. "That's good, rich earth," he said, "and it is in the ground. But in a container, it's a trap." Garden soil compacts, locks out air, and turns into concrete after a few weeks. It suffocates roots, it clogs drainage, and it turns your pot into a sealed tomb, not a growing space. You need something different, lighter, airier, alive. The solution? Invest in a high-quality potting mix designed for containers. Better yet, mix your own. 1 part compost, 1 part cocoa coir or peat moss, 1 part perlite or pumice. This ensures moisture retention without waterlogging. The roots can breathe, stretch, and take up nutrients efficiently. And don't forget to top off with compost every season. It recharges your soil and keeps your tree happy. It may sound harsh, but using garden soil in a container is like planting hope in quicksand. You won't see the damage right away, but it's coming. Don't let tradition cost you your harvest. Choose the right mix and give your tree a fighting chance. Because in a pot, the soil isn't just where your tree lives, it's where it survives. Number 5. Ignoring root pruning. This one's a silent killer, and it broke my heart to discover it too late. I had a beloved apple tree growing in a whiskey barrel out on my patio in North Carolina. For 4 years, it blossomed beautifully every spring, but each year the fruit got smaller, and then one year, nothing. No blossoms, no buds, just sadness. When I finally lifted the tree from its container, what I saw made me sick. Its roots had circled so tightly they'd strangled themselves. Like a snake eating its own tail. I'd never touched them, I'd never pruned, and that mistake cost me everything. See, fruit trees in containers don't have the luxury of open soil to explore. Their roots hit a wall and then they circle, knot, and collapse inward. But this can be prevented. Every 2 to 3 years, you need to lift your tree out of its pot, examine the roots, and trim them back. Cut off 15–20% of the roots, especially those thick circling ones. Use a clean, sharp blade, and don't be afraid it may feel violent, but it's life-giving. While you're at it, refresh the soil with compost and give those roots some breathing room. It's like a reset button for your tree's health. This might sound intense, but ignoring root pruning is like letting your tree slowly choke in silence. Don't wait until it's too late. Make root pruning part of your routine. It's one of the most loving things you can do because trees, just like us, need space to grow without tying themselves in knots. Number 6. Wrong fertilizer. Let me tell you about the year my container-grown peach tree looked too good. Lush, green, exploding with leaves. I was proud. People complimented it. But when the season ended, I realized something horrifying. 0 fruit. Not one. All show, no substance. Turns out I'd been blasting it with high nitrogen fertilizer, the kind meant for lawns. I was feeding it like a racehorse, but all it gave me was foliage. No flowers, no fruit. That's the heartbreak of using the wrong fertilizer. It tricks you into thinking your tree is thriving, but underneath, it's starving for balance. Fruit trees need a very specific nutrient profile. Too much nitrogen, and you'll get leaves. Too little potassium and phosphorus, and you'll get nothing edible. The fix? Use a balanced, slow-release organic fertilizer formulated for fruit trees. Look for something like 5-5-5 or 4-6-4, applied in early spring and again mid-summer. Supplement with liquid seaweed or fish emulsion for micronutrients. And always test your soil once a year. It's the only way to know what your tree is truly hungry for. Feeding your tree isn't about making it look pretty, it's about helping it live well. The wrong fertilizer might make it shine for a while, but if you're not feeding for fruit, you're feeding for failure. And you deserve better than that. So does your tree. Number 7. Skipping winter prep. This one hurts because it feels so innocent, just one night. That's all it takes. A cold snap in early November caught me off guard one year, and my potted citrus tree paid the price. I'd meant to move it into the garage. I told myself, tomorrow. But tomorrow was too late. The frost bit deep. When spring came, it never woke up. And the guilt? It lingers. Because that tree trusted me and I failed it. Container trees are more vulnerable than ground-planted ones. Their roots are exposed with far less insulation from the cold. That pot you love? It turns into a freezer overnight. The fix is simple but essential. If you live in zones that drop below freezing, move your containers into a garage, shed, or even indoors before the first frost. If that's not possible, insulate the pots with bubble wrap, burlap, or even old blankets. Mulch the top with straw or shredded leaves. And never let the soil go bone dry. It needs a little moisture to protect the roots. Winter doesn't kill trees. Unpreparedness does. Don't let one lazy night or one forgotten forecast cost you years of growth. Your tree has worked all season to live. The least we can do is help it survive the winter. Number 8. Planting too deep. This one makes my stomach turn because it's so easy to do and the consequences are devastating. I remember visiting a friend's garden in Pennsylvania. She was proud of her new potted plum tree, freshly planted and mulched, but something felt off. The trunk looked buried. I gently dug around the base, and my heart sank. The graft union was inches below the soil line. I didn't want to tell her, but I had to. Her tree was suffocating, and she had no idea. The next spring, the bark at the base started to rot, and the tree never flowered again. That beautiful promise snuffed out by a shovel. When you plant a tree too deep, especially in a container, you're not helping it, you're choking it. The root flare, that bulge where roots meet trunk, must sit right at or slightly above the soil line. And if your tree is grafted, and most are, that graft must be visible above the soil. Otherwise, it risks rotting or sending up suckers that steal the tree's energy. The fix? If you've planted too deep, gently lift the tree out, shake off the soil, and reset it at the proper level. Backfill with fresh, airy mix and press down gently. Water it in and give it light, not burial. This one's personal for me, because I've seen too many good trees go down from this simple mistake, and I've felt the shame of knowing I did it with good intentions. So, if you take one thing away from this video, let it be this: don't bury your tree's future. Let it breathe. Let it stand tall. Number 8 could be the reason your tree lives or the reason it dies. Number 9, no pest checks. I once had a thriving container fig on my back deck in Georgia. It was glorious, lush, healthy, producing sweet fruit like clockwork. Then one summer, I got busy. I skipped my weekly checks. 2 weeks passed, then 3. When I finally looked under the leaves, I froze. Webbing, movement. An army of spider mites had taken over. They drained the life out of it, leaf by leaf. Within a month, my once thriving tree looked haunted. And it was my fault. I thought container trees were safer from pests. I was wrong. Container trees are just as vulnerable, sometimes more so because they're isolated and can't rely on soil ecosystems to help defend them. The fix? Weekly inspections. Flip the leaves. Look for webbing, discoloration, tiny moving dots. Keep neem oil or insecticidal soap on hand and use it preventively, not just reactively. Introduce beneficial insects if you're growing in a greenhouse or indoors. And clean the containers themselves, yes, even the outside. Pests don't just attack. They settle in, colonize, and wait for your neglect. I'll never forget the silence after I pulled the last leaf off that fig. I kept that bare tree on the porch for another year, hoping it would come back. It didn't, and all because I stopped looking. Please don't make the same mistake. Pest control isn't paranoia, it's protection. Your tree deserves a guardian. Be that gardener. Number 10, sunlight misjudgment. This one stings because it hides behind our best intentions. Years ago, when I first started container gardening on my apartment balcony in Chicago, I proudly placed my young citrus tree in a cozy corner. It looked charming, got morning light, and I thought, perfect. But weeks went by, and the leaves turned pale. The tree stretched, reaching for something it couldn't find. It never bloomed. That's when I learned the hard truth: pretty placement doesn't equal healthy placement. My tree was sun-starved, and I'd put it there. For the view, not for the tree. Fruit trees in containers aren't like shade-loving houseplants, they're sun addicts. They need at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight every single day. Anything less, and you're not just reducing fruit, you're stalling photosynthesis, weakening immunity, and inviting pests and disease. The fix? Observe your space. Track the sun. Use a sunlight meter if you're unsure. Place your tree where it gets full exposure, ideally south or west facing, and don't be afraid to move it seasonally. On cloudy days or during winter, consider supplemental grow lights to keep the light levels up. Don't let your fruit tree live in a gentle prison of shade. You may not see the damage right away, but it will come, slow and silent. Give it light, real light. Because no matter how much water, love, or fertilizer you give, if your tree can't see the sun, it can't live its purpose. And neither can the gardener inside you, who just wants to see it thrive. If you've done any of these, don't beat yourself up. I've made these same mistakes. We all want what's best for our trees. We water, we feed, we care sometimes too much. But love without knowledge can be lethal. And that's the part that hurts the most, realizing that our good intentions can slowly destroy something we worked so hard to grow. But you're here, you're learning. And that means you're already turning things around. Your tree's story isn't over, not even close. The good news? Every one of these mistakes can be reversed. Yes, even the deep ones. With a little care, the right tools, and a willingness to unlearn old habits, your container fruit trees can recover and thrive. You can bring back life to what looked lost. You can take that balcony, that patio, that little space behind your garage, and turn it into a fruit-producing sanctuary, one filled with color, scent, sweetness, and pride. This isn't just about growing trees, it's about growing hope. And starting today, you're doing just that. Now, I want to hear from you. Which mistake hit home the hardest? Which one are you fixing today? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every one. I truly mean that. And if this video sparks something in you, share it with another gardener. You might just save their tree. And if you haven't yet, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video that could change the way you garden forever. Like, comment, share, and let's grow stronger together.